81.
Hey everybody, welcome to Forge Narrative. This is our Monday night webcast live. It is 10/13, getting close to Halloween. This is my favorite time of year for lots of reasons. We'll welcome everybody to the show. Juice, my co-host, thanks for joining me.
Hey, what's up, guys?
He's been partying down for the last couple hours.
Oh, it's a good Monday.
Day ends and why party.
Oh man, so much is going on. I don't know if you guys saw our podcast about Dark Eldar. We were not too kind, but we've already got some ideas queued up. Tell us where we're wrong, and Juice has been spearheading that.
Oh man, I can't wait to talk about him. I just want to give a quick shout out to Sean Bailey, Jake Shear, BC, man, hadn't seen you in a while, man. Great to have you in here tonight. Lou, Solo Falcon. I got quite a few people in here tonight. Glad to hear from y'all.
Thanks for joining us. A lot of people checking in from the south and the north, so we're covering all areas of the globe tonight as usual. And
did you say Brian Neary? Because I need him to message me exactly what meta is. Because every time I say meta in an article, he's like, "You're not using it right." And I've given up. You got to explain it to me. Just let me know.
We've been trying to explain meta to you for the last 2 years, and you're not getting it. So
okay.
Shots not fired, but in Brian Nuri's eyes, we do meta is not for Hilldrakes. That is not the meta.
It's not the meta.
I love you, Brian.
Let me tell you though, my biggest limiter with the Hilldrakes, why I never had 3, because I didn't want to paint 3.
That's a lot of trim to paint. It's a lot.
I don't even understand sitting down the trim to paint.
I completely agree.
Like a Malarkey is not much better. I'm like, oh man, Malarkey is going to be like taking a break. It's not even less trim. It's just round. It's just in different places.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Actually, our motto, Sean Brown can back me up on this. Shout out to him. Here at Barely Tabletop Quality Painting Services, our motto for painting Hilldrakes was buy them off eBay halfway painted, so we didn't have to work.
Finding one that's just almost painted, like 10 minutes more effort, you can make it passable.
Well played, sir. Well played.
Yeah, that's genius. Put that ball.
That's literally, I don't know what to do with my hands, so I buy stuff off eBay. Keegan checking in from West Texas. Thanks, man.
So, guys, let's hear about these Dark Eldar ideas you've got. Because, again, I do think, I really do, and I stand by this. I know that we were a little bit critical, but I do think that the best thing to be doing with these guys is loading up Trueborn and dropping right on top of folks.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I just want to go ahead and let everybody know, if they haven't listened to already, or if they're planning on listening to, that we were a little harsh on the Dark Eldar book, and it's got to be completely understandable, all right? And
we were not harsh. We were middle of the road.
We were speaking the truth.
I tried to be as gracious as possible, and I was also sarcastic.
Well, I'm gonna completely point all the fingers on myself. I was hating. I'm still hating on everything that is Dark Eldar. But what I want to give everybody at home as a little faith that's going, what we got going on right now, is that we put some stipulations on ourselves. Right? We were like, yo, let's not create a normal spam list. Let's not create a list that has Eldar in it. Let's create a mono Dark Eldar build that somebody hadn't seen before. And we could not, in my opinion, snap judging, knee slapping right off when the book came out. But
let me say though, man, it's like, I think a testament to each codex should be that it should be able to stand on its own.
Yes, completely agree. Completely agree. Like, if you can't do something by yourself, then you are not what we think that you should be. So, yeah. So, here I am defending a little bit of that. This is what I've come up with. So, I'd like to get your guys' opinion on a solid about 1,000, 1,100 points. I've got a double CAD, Dark Eldar, 4 homunculi, with the webway portals. We've got 4 20-man squads of Dark Eldar. Double blaster with a heavy weapon each. Whatever your meta is dependent on. Whether it's Haywire, whether it's Dark Lance, whether it's whatever. Also, with that being said, we're going to buy the dedicated transports Venom for each one of those. We're not. Obviously, you can't put them in with it, but it's extra. You might as well have it.
Yeah, sure. Fair enough.
You can
right?
do that with a Wave Serpent, so why not?
Exactly. So now all of a sudden we've got around 1,100 points, 1,000 points. We've got 80 objective secure models, deep striking in on turn one, or excuse me, turn two, depending on if you once you pay the points to have a comms relay and the I can't remember the Dark Eldar model, but it allows you to get a +1 to your reserves roll. He's out there somewhere. Correct, right?
Who's that? Plus what? Well, the Autarch will. I mean,
You
Uh,
can get the Autarch from Eldar, real Eldar.
so I take that back. So there's no +1. I'm trying to do a mono like without Eldar or
well,
anybody
you could
else.
have comms relays. I mean, that's
Yeah,
real.
so
I
it's
mean,
fine. It's
Yeah.
fine. It's a 3+ rerollable. I mean,
I mean, that's fairly
ask how many.
reliable.
Yeah, ask how many Fate Weaver players ever felt like they were concerned about a 3-up rerollable. You
I
know?
can't. Speaking of, remind me of Fate Weaver in about 5 minutes.
All right, I will. So basically, what you're doing for your 1,000 points, you've got 4 objective secure units that has a combined total of about 144 poison shots coming at you. So if you're a Wraith Knight, I'll use myself as an example, and I feel very secure as a monstrous creature army. I've got a 2+ cover save model on top of my Sky Shield landing pad with 5 wounds in Exocrine. Furthermore, a Turvagon. Guess how comfortable I am making 60 2+ saves?
Not very comfortable.
Not
Well,
very
I mean, just
comfortable
do
at
the
all.
odds. I mean, you're going to lose.
Yeah.
You know, what? That's it.
Yeah, 1 billion.
Yeah,
It may not be a billion, but it's probably at least 5.
It's a
Right?
dead hot tyrant. I mean, it's,
Yo, exactly, right? So let's put some icing on the cake. Let's go ahead and lose. That is 8 blaster shots. Isn't that kind of off whenever 8 strength 8 AP1 shots gets dwarfed by 160 poison shots?
Dude, I
That's
don't care
not
what
even
you are. 8 blaster shots is rough.
exactly. So like this unit, this configuration is a perfect meta buster because it has Night Titans don't like to see that. Night Titans, you can completely do front, side, rear, and both sides with this and shoot 2 strength 8 shots at it. And that's not even including what your heavy support slot is shooting at. That's random, haywire, dark lance, snap shooting, anything else. So, I mean, that just as a base, I feel like if you can put down 4 Venoms, 80 objective secure Dark Eldar warriors with blasters, poison shots, dropping in wherever they want, I feel like that's a solid build where you want to start with, and then throw your flare in from there.
I think 80 of anything is super good. I mean, and you can
Yeah.
find Dark Eldar warriors like on the cheap because there's a lot of haters out there right now. I think
get you some 3rd edition Dark Eldar Warriors.
Yo, I was just getting ready to say some 3rd edition, like
Pennies on the dollar. Like you, them and the Catechins hang out in the discount bin.
they might even actually pay you to take them away.
Yep. And so, again, just to go a little bit further down this Dark Eldar path, this is the reason why I'm taking Homunculi and Archons. Okay? Because of the fact that they upgrade the power for pain. So, I mean, I don't understand if anybody out there who's a Dark Eldar fan, if you don't see positive in that. Like, keep it up, dog. Like, I'm trying to find. I've got Robbie B and TPM who are eBay connoisseurs finding me Dark Eldar warriors right now.
I'm sure
Right
as we
now.
speak,
Yeah,
everybody's
Lou
on
said
eBay buying them
so
up
it's
right now.
awesome, except you have to paint up 80 Dark Eldar Warriors.
It's not that hard. I mean, I airbrushed up some in like 2 seconds for Adepticon last year.
I had a sweet yellow scheme that I'm working on for my Dark Eldar allies.
Yeah. First off, Lou, as you know all too well, Sean and I will paint 80 Kabbalite warriors in
a matter of
80
moments.
88 seconds.
There's been a lot of brewing out there on the Dark Eldar. I've gotten several lists. BC hit me up with a list earlier today. I actually kind of like. It uses some Eldar allies, of course, but he's got 2 Razor Wings in there. Razor Wing jet fighters with Dark Lances.
Do we have 30 seconds that I can talk about this Razor Wing Jet Fighter? All right.
Yeah,
so, man, we want to talk about Necrons all over again? Good gracious. Let's talk about 6 Razor Wing Jet Fighters. Let's talk about the list that I was just referring to with 4 Venoms, 80 Kabbalite warriors with all the spam dropping down with everything you got. On top of that, having 6 flyers that do all the Dark Lance love, that does all the poison. I mean, I, coming from a Nid player, I have all the Skyfire. I've got all the this and that. I can't deal with 8 or deal with 6.
Nice. Gabriel just found on eBay 60 for $10 going on right now.
Wow. Buy it now. Buy it now.
Hey guys, I'll be back in a couple minutes.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go. Did we do the points on how many points is those 80? These are just base warriors, right?
Yeah, just 80 base warriors with double Dark Lance and a heavy weapon of your choice if you think that you need it.
Because the Razorwing Jet Fighter is 130 stock with no upgrade to its weapons.
No,
Did they have Vector Dancer?
No, they took it away.
Yeah, but I feel like
supersonic.
I feel like you should upgrade. Go ahead, and if you're gonna take them, I feel like you should upgrade and take a couple more weapons for him. What do you guys think about that?
Well, I like the Dark Lances, but I mean, shoot, if
exactly
you're 80 dudes, you don't really need a whole lot.
Well, I mean, let's think of it math point wise. If you can work in a list where you've got about 60 to 80 poison shots and about 10 Dark Lances and/or blasters, I think that's enough.
So this is the reason why that I would like to see a little more on your Skyfire aspect, is that if you come across a Necron player who still a viable list is 4 or 5 Night Sights, and also if you come across a multiple Storm Raven list, on top of that, if you come up across triple Night Titans that have the reroll, what is that formation?
The adamantium.
Oh, the adamantite spear lance thing.
Yeah, adamantium lance. So I'll just talk from personal preference real quick, or personal experience. I have no problem killing Night Titans. Ask a single player that I played against that have multiple Night Titans. I'll table 5 in 4 turns. But I cannot do that with this new lance formation. It's just I can't, man. Like I don't want to spoil anything for me, but I am debating on for the 11th Company GT that I'll be attending. I'm thinking about taking NIDS, and instead of allying with NIDS because I want triple Tyrant, I'm thinking about going NIDS, allying with Legion of the Damned.
Legion of the Damned is, I mean, good.
I can't deal right now how it sits. I cannot deal with 7 Wave Serpents, and I cannot deal with that Adamantium Lance formation with just double Lance. Or with double NIDS, non-double CAD, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. I hear you. Back to the BC's list real quick. He's got some Fire Dragons coming down in a Webway portal. I don't think that's good enough. I think if you're going to invest in the Dragons, you want to keep them alive as long as you possibly can. I just don't think one Archon with a Shadow Field is going to get it done. There's no reason not to put them in one of these crazy new transports.
So what do you think about a lot of people still look at the Wave Serpent as a fire platform? What do we look at it as a defensive,
Well, it does everything. I mean, that's kind of the thing. I don't want to spend too much time on the Wave Serpent, but we know it does everything. It is a fire platform. It is a defensive, basically insurance for your troops. I don't want to spend too much time talking about it.
The only reason why I bring it up is that I don't want people to think that they're like, I want to put Wave Serpent or I want to put Fire Dragons in a Venom. I want to put Fire Dragon. Like, just so everybody knows, a Wave Serpent just doesn't shoot a million shots. It actually, if I had a single transport that I wanted to drop something in and make sure that the unit stayed alive, it would be this. I would deep strike in and not shoot, sack my shield so I knew I wouldn't take any penetrating hits, and plus a cover save, you know?
Yep. And you can do that with the webway tech.
Yep.
It's just a little bit more expensive, that's all.
Yeah, and Brian is pointing out that the way we're describing the Dark Eldar is very similar to the way the old Dark Eldar worked when they were just a bunch of Venom spams. But now you get to put so much better stuff in them, and then do these shenanigans with scooting away and doing battle focus to get around these night shields and stuff. There's more utility stuff you can do with what we're talking about now than it was. But if you're an old school player, you've got all that stuff sitting around. Heck, the not the Venoms, the Raiders Deep Strike also.
Yep.
Yeah, Raiders, Venoms, Ravengers, most of the transports, just not the flyers themselves.
Yeah, I'm thinking you're going to have a whole, A Legion drop troop Dark Eldar, and that's going to be. I think that's going to be the best way to play them.
Plus, that's the tech we talked about last week about how, I guess rules is written. They basically can come in willy nilly, kind of where they want.
The wording from some reliable people that just do wordsmithing for a living state that if you land within 1 inch and you're not touching anyone, you're boned. But if you land on them, you just displace and you're fine.
Yeah, I think there's a good argument for that, because the only thing I could see is people saying maybe that deep striking is deploying and deploying isn't moving, but there's like 3 different instances where it counts as moving and it's also in the movement phase, and there's no description in the rulebook that says that there's sub phases to the movement phase. So at that point, I don't think we can split it up. I think it's movement and it's rules as written. It seems to work.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I feel you guys.
Patrick is asking. Sorry, Juice, I'm gonna catch you in. Patrick is asking if we think the Dark Eldar supplement is going to help round out the codex. I don't think this supplement will, but I think that since this is all about the homunculus, I believe we're probably going to see a witch supplement before, in the not too distant future, that may help round out the codex.
Especially since there's a witch formation you can buy too, right? The Shard Storm something. So, yeah.
Well, I have to admit, I've been waiting for a Gene Stealer cult supplement for a while now. So, as much as I'd like to see it, I hope we see it, but I don't know. I just want to see, real quick, I'm sorry, either one of you guys, I'm having to manually switch the camera if somebody could. Double click. Robbie B.
I think it should be good now.
Awesome. I just want to give some shout out as well. Lewis, Patrick, Coach, Family Gamers, signing in, Christopher Morgan. TPM's Kevin. TPM's Kevin. Mark Murphy.
Check it in.
Lewis Murphy.
The sun never sets on Murphy's.
That's right. Ricky saying what's up. Missing everybody. Aaron.
Evan S.
Stoner,
checking in too.
Evan S. Stoner Steve. Chris Gardner. Man, we got a full cast of guys tonight. Jay True. Can never forget you. Gabriel. Nice to see you tonight. Lou. Man,
by
we
the way,
got all the classics in tonight.
If anybody's wondering where Kenny is, he's actually on the way back from Denver right now. His flight got it delayed. So
he actually took over the flight to make sure flying the plane. He plugged in a 360 controller to make sure that he could get here in time, but he couldn't, so we understand.
That's right.
Keegan is wanting. He's looking at my jersey here and understanding as we talk about as much of a football fan as we are. He's wanting to know about all the ties in the NFL. And
dude, that was crazy.
And let me spend like 30 seconds on top of this. The new rules actually create for a tighter 40 or NFL game. The tying situation in overtime is nothing but an oversight in my opinion. I feel like we should go the exact format, exactly what we want to be. There's no shenanigans involved in my opinion. There's no negative word that I can say. I've got a couple in my mind that I can't speak out in words. But but the NFL has got it correct. They figured it out from last year. I think next year we're going to see a until the next person scores type situation. If somebody scores a field goal, somebody else scores a field goal, we keep going and going and going and going. Instead of just after 10 minutes you're done.
Oh, you go, I go.
Sean reminded me about Fate Weaver, even though you guys didn't. So thanks a lot for sleeping on the job, gentlemen.
No, Sean, Steve Bruley has always had that in his back card, so he's wanting to hear about this.
This new thing that came out, the Maggot Lord or whatever.
So good looking.
That is going to be my count as Fate Weaver. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I just got a whole Nurgle-themed demon army. It's never seen the table because I'm never going to be done with it. But I'm going to make a Fate Weaver out of that thing. And I've already got it kind of in my head how I'm going to do it. And I cannot wait to get that model in my hands.
I think you're thinking too small, Paul. You got to make it a Night Titan, dog.
Fate Weaver is not a Night Titan.
No. You make that new guy a Night Titan.
He could be. I suppose, but that Night Titan model lends itself to being chaosed up so well.
I know.
Like,
speaking of chaos,
I know. I'm surprised we're not seeing a Chaos Knight in the new book. I mean, from what I heard, I mean, I wasn't there, and I just kind of listened to what people said that they saw or heard or whatever. That there may be the Chaos Knights might get their own supplement from Forge World at some time in the future.
It did say in the night book itself that Chaos Knights were incredibly rare because the way that like they indoctrinated them and everything. But of course there were some with Horus and everything like that. But what I really like about the new book is all that cool pre-heresy stuff, the Sicarans, the Fellblades. I don't know if the Glaive's in there yet. I forgot to look, but all that stuff, just it seemed like everything but the Scorpius was in there. Man, I'm so stoked to see what Chaos gets in this thing.
I mean, I'm hoping we see some oversights corrected. Like, I mean, there's some stuff that's really good. Like, I think the Plague Hulk is really good, and so maybe that's needs some revision. But I think like the Blight drones really need that third hull point back.
They do. The Flyers. It doesn't mean anything if they just have 2 hull points.
Well, I mean, 2 hull points isn't like terrible, but for the points what they are, I think they either need to be 70 points and 2 hull points, or 130 and 3 hull points.
Yeah, they're the points of a flyer, and they only have 2 hull points. It's like kind of discouraging.
Well, Storm Talons have 2 hull points.
I guess there's that. Okay.
Yeah, but the Storm Talon has a lot more. It's a different role, and it doesn't have a guaranteed invulnerable. Like you don't even have to jink with those things that are demons.
Did you see those pictures I was sending you, Paul, about the in the Imperial Armor 4, the Amphileon project? They had that the Elysians, the D99 squad, where they all have like ballistic skill 4 and stuff like that, and you can take like all these neat squads. And the Vulture gunship is beast.
Is it better in that one? Is that like the?
It's better in this one. Yeah.
Can you use that in a guard army?
Yeah, you can use. The only stipulation to take in the Elysian list is that you can't take Lord of Wars.
Oh.
Whatever. But,
oh man, real quick, let me interrupt before you guys keep going too far about Storm Talons. I just want to hit up Lou saying he missed us in Denver, and that
miss you too, Lou.
That Kenny and Josh represented mad well. And my next question just left me here. Here it is. Aaron was talking about. Surprised no one was talking about the Ultramarine data slate.
I actually missed that.
Right, so the Tyrannic War Veteran with Initiative 6 Storm Talons first turn.
Wait, did that just come out over the weekend or something?
No, it's been out for a while. You have to take Cassius, I think. And then
right.
A unit of veterans, and then you can take up to 6 Storm Talons.
That's pretty good.
It doesn't suck. I mean, it really doesn't suck. And then if a Storm Talon fires at a unit, the veterans get ignore cover on that unit, or something like that.
I'll look that up in a second. I've got that data slate.
Chris Morgan is asking me if I'm ignoring all the Blood Angel rumors flying around. Yeah, honestly, I really am. I'm just like, when I know we're closer, I will start paying more attention. Because I know if I hear one rumor, I'm already going to be in there converting and kicking out models and stuff, and I'm just going to save all my time, paint some of these things I'm working on, get them out of the way. But believe it, when the Blood Angels hit, that's what I'm doing.
Dude, the rumors on Mephiston, how badass he's gonna look. Whew.
Yeah.
All right, so I would like to interrupt you guys and find out what is going on. Who is the Lord of War?
Mephiston.
Supposedly it's Mephiston.
Oh man, I don't know if I can get behind that.
Yeah, he's gonna get. Right. Well, he's supposed to get a really dynamic looking model. A much larger. He's going to be tall as a Terminator and like in this dynamic pose or whatever. Now, this is just rumor. It would be easy to say that like you could guess that that's what's going to happen and be probably close. So, but I'm not trying to salivate too much until I see pictures or get something in my hands.
So, what is Dante? Is he not good enough? Is that what we're saying? I just need
1,100 years.
Is Dante a chump? He's not a Lord of War.
Look, let me just say that there are a lot of pimps in the world, but there's only one Mephiston.
All right, so I'm gonna go even further down this rabbit hole. What about Sanguinor? Is he just getting rid of? He's not the god, the angel that we think he is.
They won't get rid of him. He has a model.
the Sanguinor, that's gonna, the Sanguinor himself. Who is he? What is he? Who knows? Some people say he's the deceiver.
It's true.
I mean, I'm just saying. there's no way that I could choose between which one of them is a true Lord of War. No way.
I'm with you, but if I had to pick one, my allegiance is solely and largely in the Mephiston camp.
Ugh,
I would have to ally with the
Dagger.
Mephiston camp as well.
No way. I can't throw Don. There's no way that Murnius Calgar, chapter master, allegedly maybe leaked. I heard that there's a rumor maybe that somebody started that he could be the new emperor. I'm just saying hashtag maybe somebody said
He
that.
could be the new emperor. You know, that's
No.
although an
Sources
unremembered empire.
named Juice are saying that.
An unremembered empire, Gilliam basically whined and cried about how he couldn't be the emperor for about 250 pages. All right, and then when Sanguinis showed up, they immediately crowned an emperor and moved on. So there you go. Spoiler. Sorry, my bad.
Spoiler alert, there it is.
Go back and ignore that, y'all. I'm sorry. Whatever. I already said it on a podcast. Listen to this podcast.
So check this stats on the Vulture gunship for the D99 Vulture gunship, right? This thing, it's normal Vulture stuff, but it's Ballistic Seal 4. It has a strafing run, so it's hitting on 2s. Okay, cool, right? Against ground targets. It's front 12, side 12, rear 10, 3 hull points. It's 125 points. 125 points, right? Heavy bolter, twin link multi-laser, 2 Hellstrike missiles, searchlight extra armor. It's got Vector Dancer, everybody's favorite. Hey, I'm flying in circles.
Hold me close, you're tiny dancer.
Yep. Deep strike and strafing run, like I already talked about. You can upgrade it to 2 Hell Fury missiles, which are the ignore cover missiles. Super good. The Hellstrike missiles that it comes with, those are basically hunter killer missiles without unlimited range. You can get tactical bombs.
Oh, that means I'll never hit with them, regardless.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. But you can take up to 6 hunter killer missiles and only 2 of the Hell Fury ones. So that your chances are better, I guess, for that. And then you can get all the distinctive paint scheme, infrared targeting, flare or chafe launchers, stuff. I don't know if it's worth taking that stuff personally. In games of 40K, maybe the flare or chafe launcher to get that 4 up against missile weapons, but I don't think you need it. But man, for 125 points, I think this is a super solid instead of a Vendetta. You could still get the twin link last can at 1 for 15 points, so that gets you up to 140. I think it's good. I think it's worth looking at, especially when it's hitting on 2s against ground targets.
I mean, all these Forge World books are worth. I mean, there's something in each one of them that's really cool.
I would just like to look at any flyer now. Like, let's look at the actual point cost. We refer to the Vendetta because of how point expensive it is. But the only thing that we have to refer to that's any better is a Night Scythe. Well, its day is numbered, my fellow brothers. Right? So, like, we could look at the Storm.
Do you really think that, though? I mean, I want to take a thought. Yes. Do you really think that they would be like taken out? You think the Ghost Ark's going to be the go-to? And,
they're not going to take them out. They're probably going to.
No, I don't mean take them out.
I think it's going to be. Yeah, I think it's going to be Vendetta cost. Let's look at Dark Eldar. How much is a Void Raven bomber?
Oh, 3,000 points. I don't know.
160 points base, and it only has 1 bomb. So it's a Void Raven one-time bomber.
It's a Void Raven bomb.
Yeah. So it's not even a bomb.
It's a bomb.
It's a single bomb.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and this is a 3-hull point armor 10 vehicle flyer. So can we not use this as the basis?
No, we definitely can. And remember that
every army's going to have its different strength, and I'm willing to bet we will see a point increase for the Night Size, but I don't think we'll see too many point increases.
If we saw an adjustment from 130 to what the Valkyrie Vendetta is
170?
Now, I definitely.
TPM, are you taking Night Size at 165?
No, I'm saying they'll probably be like 120.
Ooh,
they're 115 right now, aren't they?
Yeah. Something wrong. No, I think there's 100. I don't know. Something.
I think
they might as well be by
going to be more.
If you ask me.
All right, just to put a hypothetical question out there, are you taking them at 165?
Oh, you mean would I take it if it was 165?
Dedicated transport, 165, or fast attack that can hold troop models. Are you taking them at 165?
At a fast attack choice, I would probably take them.
But you're not going to be able to ally with anything.
The only battle brother is Necron.
Yeah. It really, I think, honestly.
Well, yeah, you could take like destroyers and put them in there, and then beam the destroyers down. And
that's a good point. I like that. Yeah. Or what about raids?
Yeah, yeah. You talking to the Army list genius here, man. Don't do me like that. If I say
There's
So
only
Christopher,
there's only room
I'm
for one
kidding. I'm
genius
kidding
on the
about
show.
no,
that.
there's actually yes, you are correct. And you and Christopher Morgan are correct by saying Blood Angels
Gardner
could
just called me
easily
out.
have 3 Lords of War justifiably. Christopher, more, I couldn't agree with you more.
You're not wrong.
He just called me out saying that thinking a codex should stand on its own is a very 5th edition mindset. And
That's true.
I don't necessarily disagree with that, but I want more from like my codex. I don't want to have to fall in love with 3 codexes. I want to fall in love with the one that I want to swear to, and I want to be able to play it like some of the other codexes benefit from, i.e.
But do you think Games Workshop wants you to play 3 codexes though?
No, of course they do. No, I'm not saying don't take it. I'm saying make your list as crazy as you want to make it. I'm just saying that I should be able to build a competitive list out of my book. I shouldn't have to.
I completely agree with that. I have to say I do not feel that you should have to ally multiple codexes together.
Or if every codex was that way, I'd probably feel a little bit differently. But since not every codex is that way.
I don't think it's 5th edition at all. I feel like it's just plain 40K. Now, the difference in the 40K that we're playing now is that we have the option to. Correct, right? Like before, we never had that option. Before, we never had that leeway. Now,
I like allies. I like this multi-CAD. I like the formations to some degree. I like the ones that have the thought put into them. I like those. I like it. And then Jake's bringing up a point. He's taken 3 Mortis Dreads with Twinling Last Cannons.
Incredibly effective.
I like that Forge Worlds included because some of that stuff is really fun to play with. Like a Mortis Dread. Yeah.
And Mortis Dreads will make a lot of lists a lot better.
Yeah, I mean, Mortis Dreads are not over the top, but they fill a gap. They fill a gap.
They are exactly what Dreadnoughts need to be. Period.
They really are. Dreadnoughts are so cool. Like you see a Dreadnought, you're like, oh my god, what is that? I want one. And then you look at the rules and you're like,
yep.
Okay. But it's so cool.
So, Carl is hitting us right now with a serious question, one-on-one with the 3 of us at the same time. Is there any way to make a Raven Guard list that's worth a crap? He needs to know. He is a diehard player.
The short answer is no.
He is stumped, and he wants something that's competitive. Carl, I've got something ready for you right now.
Hit us. The short answer is no.
No, the short answer is yes with Mortis Dreadnoughts.
All right.
I feel like if you add 3 Mortis Dreadnoughts into a Raven Guard list, you are immediately that much more competitive.
Yeah, and BC's got it too. Is that Scout Rush with a bunch of scouts and stuff is not bad either.
Scout speeders are solid. If you happen to have a Thunderhawk gunship laying around and can throw some Tech Marines in it and go flying around combat air patrolling, that's pretty good too.
But I would also like to say, like, to be honest, as being a NID player, playing in the meta for a while when I'm down as a power level. So Raven Guard are actually obviously down as a power level. You have to be, as a player, that much more on top of your game. Your movement, you cannot alter. You cannot falter at all. You have got to make sure when you move a Rhino to protect your Assault Marines, because you're jumping up behind them, that there's not a half-inch overlay on one side or the other. You as a player have got to be so much better than the opponent to make up for your chapter tactics. That's not as much. Would you guys agree with that?
Yes, I completely that was solid advice amidst our sarcasm, so thank you for holding that down, Juice. I have an anecdote to relay, is that I lost 2 wounds on Marnius Calgar to Raven Guard's Hammer of Wrath.
Ooh, get good at 40K and play Raven Guard.
That was bad news. That was talking about a butt clinch moment. Like, wait a second, now Marnius could lose this combat right now. Or die here in the normal swings. It's not making me feel good.
There's always that time we lost to Adepticon because Drago broke.
All right, wait a second. Time out. Coach has got all our answers. The Ogre Launcher is the answer to killing Night Titans. Yes, obviously it is.
Yeah.
Ogre
Could you throw them over the shield?
Yes.
It actually ignores shields.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Ogre Launchers, you can plug and play them in any list. It doesn't matter if you're NIDS, Allies of Convenience. It doesn't matter. So, any Raven Guard list gets better with Ogre launchers. I feel like seemed like that's solid tactics.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that. So, let's talk more about some of this Dark Eldar stuff. Now that we've got, I mean, that new formation, I think it lets you take. Rob, do you have it? I mean, I don't know if you got it handy or not, but it lets you take 5. That's not the one with the supplement book, is it?
No, I don't have the Homunculi Coven yet.
Like, do we think that there's any value to taking all those Taloses and stuff? I mean,
No, I can't get behind that at all.
not even Webway Portal Men and
Nope.
liquefying guns and.
They seem to be too expensive to get. The only thing that can get the liquefying gun, it just seems to be too expensive to make work.
Yeah, you're probably right. I really want. There's such a cool model.
There's such a cool model, and
really
the
good looking
bits are
models.
amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to give you guys some ammunition again, just because I don't want to make sure we don't seem too negative. I would like to tell you guys why I feel this way.
Okay.
So the reason is because I'm an id player who has Carnifexes. When I mean I have Carnifexes, I have 16 sitting on my shelves. That is double the normal amount of Carnifexes that any one list could play before. But with this new book that came out, I could have squads of 3. Guess how many points they are for a single Carnifex? 120.
Is that good or bad?
No, that's the exact same cost as a Talos.
Oh.
So
Yeah,
guess how many,
Carnifex is better.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
guess how many Carnifexes I'm running in my list? 0.
Yeah, 0, right? Okay,
0.
that's a good way of doing it.
Guess how many Webway portals I have in my list?
At least 2.
None in my current.
Oh, you don't? Oh, on the NIDs.
Yeah. So like
yeah.
right. So like if I'm not running them in my NID list with flying rents and all these other good stuff, there's no way that I can justify running Talos where I can plug and play more Webway, more Strength 8 AP1 shooting, more Venoms, more whatever. I feel like Talos have just like been swept under the rug again. Even though again I am a big monstrous creature, I love smashing people in the face. I
want that
these
model
big
to be on the
things.
table so
Yeah.
good, so much. Coach is asking a question here. He's asking, what do we think about the whole end of times, push along the 40K storyline as well? We talked about that on the podcast. We got a lot of response from that. We got emails from multiple places around the globe, people giving their own opinions about this. I don't think that our speculation is too far off the mark.
No.
From what it would be like in a 50K storyline.
No, I'm almost positive.
Hang on one second. What I think a 30, like a 41K storyline would be is not as epic, of course, as that, but I definitely think that we would see a breakdown in the Imperium and then a loss of Webway traffic. I agree with that.
And that would definitely give them carte blanche to kill off a lot of the characters that don't have models for now, because they're never.
Yeah, and you could easily bring back things like Primarchs because they can't get from other end of the unit. You know why that what's his name, Gilliam, isn't everywhere? Because he has to walk, and it's a long way.
Yeah.
Church, I understand that.
Sorry, Juice, what were you gonna say?
No, I just wanted to let everybody know I've been doing some listening to some podcasts, and a lot of people feel some of the same ways as we were after we said what we had to say.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice seeing that just putting that seed out there, how far it gets around the community. It's really nice.
Well, I mean, if you look at it from a business perspective, they spend so much time and all these resources building, redoing the rules, redoing the codexes and everything. It's on this cycle like every couple of years. If they didn't have to do that and they just had to develop one book, one expansion, just kind of similar to how Privateer Press does it with Wrath or whatever, okay? So they got this new expansion comes out, they splash in some minis, gives them a reason to make minis, to make different things, people buy different stuff, you got some Tyranid stuff, you got some Dark Eldar stuff, Grey Knights, whatever.
I like Tyranid stuff.
Yeah, everybody likes their own thing, so you put a little bit of each unit in each book. I think now the rumors are coming out that there might be some Tyranid stuff coming out in like January, just a one-off splash. I think that might be the test bed, and once they figure out if it does well, maybe we'll start seeing some expansions and some campaigns. Maybe not quite the end days right off the bat, but I definitely would look at 2000, late 2015, 2016 to see some of that kind of stuff, like straight up end days, 40K, 4 books. Why sell 1 book when you can sell 4 rule books? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
I'm
like
cool
it.
with that.
So, Lou is actually hitting us up with, Rob, do you have the Dark Eldar book in front of you?
I do.
Awesome. He wants to know, does the Chronos advance the turn effect? I think he's referring to the Power of the Pain. Power of Pain.
I'll double check it.
I
Awesome.
don't think it does that anymore. I mean, I do not think it does that. We had a question offline for tonight. I wanted to ask how the Come the Apocalypse allies work. So after Rob's got that, if you wouldn't mind, looking that up verbatim. I know we have a pretty firm opinion on how, or at least an idea of how it works, but maybe there's something we're missing. And we got a question in the chat here that's like, would the Tau formation with the Riptide and 6 broadsides help out a Chaos Marine assault army? I mean, the answer is obviously yes, but what's the implications of that?
Point cost. Before we even talk about anything else, of how far they have to be from each other, what kind of Space Marines can you get after you buy 9 Riptides, multiple broadsides, multiple this and that? Like, after you spend the points in that amount of firepower?
The formation, I think, is like 600 and something points.
Okay.
So it's because it's 1 Riptide and 6 broadsides. So what is it? Like it was like 900 points, maybe.
Yeah, I feel like that's more than 600 points.
Yeah, it's like probably something like closer to 900 points.
Yeah. So for 1,000 points, can you not get a better assault unit for Chaos? Besides Chaos?
You could, but I'm saying if you love Tau and you love Marine, the question was specifically for Tau and Chaos Space Marines.
So yes, I like, as per what expert Chaos Kenny would say, is I like Spawn with Bike Lords, with a Bike Lord, and maybe some Mauler Fiends with broadside and Riptide fire support. Like, I feel like that
you could easily have a unit of Spawn, a Juggerlord, and then some Mauler Fiends to really push forward.
A Gigolo Lord, yes. I feel like all of that.
I don't think there's anything in here about Chronos doing anything. It just has like.
I don't think it does. I looked at the rules earlier, and I do not think it. That's one of the issues, that they cannot do that kind of stuff anymore. Like having one near you doesn't. Yeah, because it used to be able to share its pain token.
That was the whole thing.
It could give its pain token out, I think.
Yeah, I remember that. What was the other question?
Allies, Come the Apocalypse allies. What are the actual rules on that, and how? So if you wouldn't mind getting the rules. We'll talk about how to interact.
Yep. Landrick is actually just brought up referring to the Raven Guard list. He just wanted to let everybody know that some guy took 3rd in the tournament with a balanced Raven Guard list. Assault Marine, Drop Pod, Stern Guard, etc. It was on Bill Locksalls a couple months ago. Landrick, I want to shadow that statement by saying that a gentleman at the Hit Point Hobbies tournament a couple tournaments ago to the exact same thing, and I'm trying to remember his name. I've actually shouted him out before. If you could hit me up on the Facebook post and let us know, or PM us and let us know your list. There's a lot of people wanting to know about Raven Guard. We got a lot of fans out there, so hit us up, let us know. We'll give you a lot of shout outs.
Luis is saying, you're kind of praising the Assault Centurions and how good they solve a lot of problems.
I love Assault Centurions. Oh,
but
my God. They do so much
getting
work.
them there is a huge problem, and they automatically require an additional investment, and that's why we don't see many of them.
TPM, Jason Lewis has got a question for you.
What is that?
True or false? Isn't the Dark Eldar Codex pretty much a supplement of the Eldar?
It is.
I feel like you've said that once or twice.
Yeah, but that doesn't make it bad. That really doesn't make it bad. They have great looking models. If you're a modeler, if you're a hobbyist, if you're a painter, you're going to like the I mean, they're crap. I'm not gonna lie. I want to be an excuse to get those mandrakes and paint them. Those are some of the coolest models. Like, I've tried even to work them into like an AdMech theme. Like, what could I do to make it seem like less like a dark space elf and more like a tech agency or whatever. They're great models. So it's not there's plenty of hope and life in that codex.
Yeah. BC, I want you to know you hit way below the belt, homie. You might need to be kicked off. He says maybe they're putting Dante in a home.
He
So-
also said that.
You're in the wrong place for that kind of talk, mister.
Man, BC, you were almost dead to us, dog.
Sean says
Almost like
Sanguinor.
Dante.
Yeah.
Did you see what Sean said about Sanguinor? It's Sanguinus
No.
the spirit, more like a Jedi when they die.
He's gonna come back. He's gonna be
Even
edited
more
in.
powerful.
I'll be
than before.
stronger. Yeah, I'll be stronger.
Yeah,
Dark.
hey, you got that rule yet, Rob?
I do.
Okay,
hit
hit
us
us.
up.
Asking. All right, so check it out. Come the apocalypse, units that will only ally come the apocalypse are treated exactly as desperate allies, but cannot deploy within 12 inches of each other when they are deploying for battle. So if you check, desperate allies, you're treated exactly as allies of convenience, okay? And in addition to one-eye open special rule, that's where at the start of each movement phase, each unit within 6 inches of a desperate ally must roll a d6. On a roll 1, that unit cannot move, manifest psychic powers, shoot, run, or charge that turn. Zooming flyers and swooping flying monsters creatures may not pivot, but must instead move the minimum distance required, 18 and 12 inches respectively.
Yeah, I think that the main. Oh, sorry. Did you have more to add, Rob?
Well, I was just going to go into allies of convenience. I mean, most of us know.
I think everybody's got that. I mean, I don't want to. We're getting close to the end here, and I don't want to take up too much time. I think the main problem that people have, and please, if this does not answer the question, or please let us know, but it's not punitive enough. Like, that is not really that big. None of that stuff is that big of a deal.
Well, the psychic powers I feel are a big deal. Not being able to cast on each other, not being able to get in each other's transports. Those are basically what we all look at right off the bat to take an ally, you know?
Yeah, but still taking like the Tau formation in something that should never be that would never be on the same field with, that adds a lot of punch.
It does, but I think that's why they made detachments in the first place, you know?
Yeah, sure. I mean, hey, look, I'm not disagreeing. I'm playing this kind of point counterpoint at this point.
Speaking
I said point a
of
lot there.
speaking of a lot of the different detachments, stuff like that, Solo Falcon hit up. Yeah, something that we were talking about earlier with the Mortis pattern dreadnoughts, referring to them as only being able to be in a Dark Eldar, or excuse me, Dark Angel supplement, or a Dark Angels Codex. That is a great thing of why new 7th edition, of why we're not in 5th, 6th, or any other edition. You can have what you want, in my opinion.
Well, actually, in the Imperial Armor book, it
Yeah.
specifically says basically every Space Marine chapter. Can
War Machines of the Adeptus Astartes, you can take Mark V for anything. But originally they were developed by the Dark Angels. That was the fluff. They were
Word,
the
I
ones that could
retract.
take it.
I literally
Well,
retracted.
you're not wrong
what I just
either.
said.
No, you're not wrong.
You're not wrong either. But that it was opened up specifically to all the chapters.
All right,
Yeah.
so Ricky Addington and I both would like to know, can you guys personally find a way to justify Terminators these days? Should
Wow,
they be
oh my
shelved?
gosh.
He's got a bunch on the shelf. He
Man,
needs to
coming
know
out
right
of
now.
stuff like assault vehicles, they're still really good.
Yeah.
Are you saying assault vehicles and assault hatches? Is that what you just said?
And they can't assault out of an escape hatch.
But you can assault out of a fortification, just
You
not an escape
can.
hatch.
You can. So, yes, I think Terminators, here's the deal. Sometimes you just don't fail 3+ saves.
I've never failed a 3+.
All right. So
That's
on
true.
the day that's happening, you're going to be just picking up the Terminators and just kissing them. I mean, that's...
But look at it this way too. You can make a chapter master for roughly the same points as 5, right? 5 Terminators with Thunderhammer Storm Shield.
Hey, Rob, I don't know if you knew, but you can take a chapter master and Terminators.
You can, but I'm just saying one chapter master is almost as good as 5 Terminators with Thunderhammer Storm Shield. If you take, the Shield Eternal and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you on that. But what you want when you're going to be investing in Terminators, you don't want them to be your only threat, in my opinion. So you need to have multiple things to come at people, kind of pinch them in with these. You basically club at them with 2 hammers, and
hammer and anvil.
whatever.
I don't want to see 5 Terminators and Corbulu roll out of a Storm Raven at me. I don't want to see that. I don't.
You've literally described what I try to accomplish as being a NID player for years. Try to have something that multiple threats, multiple turns, multiple phases of the game. BC actually hit us with that. It was like, yo, how do I feel about the new NID kits that are potentially coming out, and what would I like to see as a NID player coming with those. And BC, I completely agree with you. I want to see some assault. Look, we've got some very cool ass miniatures. We've got some big, nasty looking models that got big claws and everything else. But guess where we don't want to see us? In close combat. Nids suck in close combat. I'm sorry I said that slow and real, so everybody can understand. I promise you, I want everybody to understand. If you're ever playing a Nid player and you're like, oh my God, I can't get an assault because they're Nids, that is a lie. Assault them. That's where you want to be. They will lose. So I want something. Change my mind, GW. Break my train of thought.
Oh man, David Egberg just hit us up with a correction. He says the Chronos adds +1 to feel no pain to models within 6 inches because of its spirit probe.
Ooh, David, you're a beast.
I was looking for that. I saw the spirit vortex, but I couldn't figure out what the spirit probe was.
David is our new data analysis individual.
That's fine. I quit.
Robbie B, Robbie B, you are our new mascot for good lookingness.
Man, Lamont hit us up. You know, basically, Death Company is the hammer and the Terminators are the anvil. Man, you know, that's one of the things that I'm looking most forward to in the Blood Angel decks is how they handle the Death Company. God, man, you don't even know.
Oh, here it is. I found
it.
Spirit Probe, the model and all friendly units with both Dark Eldar faction and the Feel No Pain rule within 6 inches of one or more models with a Spirit Probe receive +1 bonus to their Feel No Pain. This is cumulative with any other modifiers to Feel No Pain, but cannot improve it beyond 4+. Good catch.
Ooh, 4+ Feel No Pain, toughness 7, 3-up save, guys. That seems pretty good.
Yeah, like 80 of them. Yeah, that's really good.
Let me just tell you, Carnifexes don't have that.
No, they don't.
They don't. So I feel like that's pretty good. Chris Gardner also said that what's pretty good is he's already got his ticket to 11th Company, and him and Mike and I are very stoked, and we'll see you there. So Chris, first round of drinks is RME.
When is that? November?
That is November 8th and 9th.
Ooh, I might have my demons painted by then.
Yep.
Delicious.
I've already bought a ticket for you and I both, so just so you know.
Oh, really? You're so good to me.
I love you.
Nice. Well, we're wrapping up. The show is we only got about 8-9 minutes left. Anybody else got anything they want to cover before we get out of here? I think, I know we're going to be talking more about Dark Eldar. We're going to have our ear to the ground for supplements. But I'm telling you, as soon as that Chaos book comes out from Forge World and we get our hands on it, the list we're going to build, you don't even know.
Hey, Paul Murphy, ask me what I did this morning.
What'd you do this morning?
I ordered the new Chaos book from Forge World.
You didn't see my hand? You didn't see my hand. I want to
go ahead.
Yeah. My guess was going to be you put pants on.
I did do that as well.
Because last Monday you decided not to put pants on.
Yeah, last Monday was it's been a weird week for me.
I'm really looking forward to these I hope we get some new rules, especially for the Blood Slaughterers, because I love those models. They have already kind of had lackluster rules that didn't quite make sense. I mean, they were cool, but they didn't do a whole lot on the table. So I'm hoping
just had an emergency.
So I'm hoping that we get to maybe play with those. I'm really looking forward to how because every model there's been or every Forge World Chaos model is basically going to get some rules there in that book, and I'm looking forward to it.
I have a shameless plug to add here at the end whenever we're ready.
Oh, go ahead. We got 6 minutes.
All right. Oh, okay. Fair enough. So first of all, everybody probably has heard by now. I sold the mail order portion of Spiky Bits to Shane down at Dice Head Games, and he wanted, this was his first full weekend with handling everybody's orders and stuff, and he's really overwhelmed with the outpouring of support for it all. And I will be going down there at some point this week to help him get his operation up and going and do some training and stuff with him. So definitely, keep him in mind if you're looking to get, anything. The Spiky Bits domain still points to the web store, which is now Dice Head Games. So hit him up. He's got GW 25% off for the rest of the month, and I think 5% off of everything, which was already like.
Can't argue with that. Well, let's use this last 5 minutes to get some. If there's more questions, Will Childs, man, thanks for better late than never. Luis is saying the Death Company's going to beg him for their own supplement. It's actually, if I had to bet $1 right now, I bet we're going to get a Tycho supplement with the Japanese army. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
100%. I also think that we're going to get a Gabriel Seth. Let's hope that he does not go away and that he
He'll be in the book.
becomes
You know
BA.
he'll be in the book. I hope they make his rules like. I never really liked the fact that they're so much like the Blood Angels, but I do hope they get some good love, and I hope because that's a cool model.
It'd be nice to see him with like some sort of rending or something, you know.
I wanna put this. I don't know if you guys can see this in my hand or not, but Sean Brown, you're a beast. You sent everybody. These are the new, fresh, Forged Narrative.
Yeah, those are markets. They look nice.
Wow.
So fresh.
I've been kind of doing little chip games with them while we've been recording. We may be doing a battle report soon, and they may show up in the battle report. So happy about that.
Bastion has just turned in and put a shout out saying good morning, so it must be very early there. Wherever you are, hey, let us know where you're located at. Does anybody know? Is that England, Europe, France?
It's probably Southeast Asia-ish.
Florida. All right, got it.
It's
in the morning in Florida.
Definitely.
It's in the morning in Florida.
They're looking for their
time or in the future, as the case may be.
JK.
Well, guys, I think we're going to wrap it up. I want to thank everybody for joining us. I'm TPM as always. Hit me up on Twitter. I've been trying to do this tweeting thing a lot more often, so that's why I put my handle there under the name tag there. I've been posting up some of my work in progress. Man, I got a great deal on some river trolls I've been making in Spawn. I like making crazy models and things I can paint up. Again, that's part of that Nurgle themed. Everything's Nurgle no matter what it is. I got Nurgle hounds, Nurgle this, Nurgle that. You may never see the light of day, but I'm going to keep on painting on it till I get bored enough to play it, I guess. So Rob, Juice, thanks for joining me. We're gonna be back to recording the show. Anybody got any topics they wants to cover, hit us up on Facebook. If we missed any questions here, I really apologize. Hit us up on Facebook or Twitter for that. We look forward to seeing you guys next week. Good night, everybody.
Later, everyone.
Good night, guys.